People who have been single for too long are the hardest to love. They have become so used to being single, independent, and self-sufficient that it takes something extraordinary to convince them.
Yeah, guys, so now that she's 40 plus years of age, she hasn't had a serious relationship in over 6 years. Now she's looking for something extraordinary to come and save her, to come and have a relationship with her. Get out of here, man.
That they need you in their life.
I just want a boyfriend. It's about time. All right, what are my options? All right, so this one has a lot of money and he would treat you good and you'd be set for life. This one would be really, really nice to you and he treats his mom well. This one is like totally obsessed with you and in love with you. And these are all some really good ones. Actually, this one doesn't want you at all, so ignore that one. And wait, why doesn't that one want me? It doesn't matter, he would treat you like shit anyway and he's 5'7", so just ignore it. But what's his name? Are you serious? You have all these options. Yeah, I want that one. The one who doesn't want me, that's the one I want.
This is why a lot of men don't feel sympathy for women when they reach age 35 plus and they're crying about the lack of good men. The good men have always been out there. They have always been willing to provide for you, but unfortunately for these women, they find out too late that these good men are not interested in taking them on board anymore once they have been used up and gone through a whole bunch of bad boys. Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at 35-plus-year-old women who have hit the wall. So guys, today's video was, as always, made by Manosphere. Don't forget to go and subscribe to his channel for going through the agony of putting together today's video for us to cringe at. And without further ado, guys, let's just jump right in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
So when your date stands you up for the romantic weekend you had planned, you take videos and you show him what he's missing.
Everybody grown until it's time to communicate, apologize, or tell the truth.
Something tells me that the reason why dudes don't apologize to you or tell you the truth is simply because they do not care. I love how women on TikTok will treat this as like some sort of gotcha moment, like, oh, you know, men just, you know, they suck at communicating. No, they're just really not that interested in you.
So I've met this guy. Ooh. Never mind.
Stop matching with me on dating apps because you want to be my friend. I don't want to be your friend. I'm trying to...
Put a finger down if you just went to the grocery store and the bagger asked you if you needed help with your bags and you said no. My Uber's waiting outside, and she said, did you say your husband's waiting outside? And you laugh because you don't want to cry in public.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Listen, dating in your 40s, wouldn't recommend it. Just don't even try.
You win. You wanted me to stop talking to you and texting you? You got it. You wanted me to leave you alone? You got it.
I'm over it. I was not built for dating this generation. I get my feelings hurt. I don't want to be a hookup. I want something real.
I love how it's, I'm looking for something real. I'm ready for my Prince Charming now. I wasn't built for hookups. But let me ask you guys the question. How many times do you think that this woman has, in her own words, just been the hookup, and now she's looking for real love? Now she's looking for a real connection. That's why I laugh when they use words like real connection, or I'm looking for something, you know, genuine. Because they could have had genuine connections and genuine relationships the whole time, but they made the choice, right, guys? Because believe me, it is a choice. They made the choice to go out there and chase bad boys until they're 40 or 35 plus years of age, and now they cry on TikTok. And guys, like, I mention this on every video, but a lot of these videos that these women are doing, you know, they're putting in, it's not me or Manosphere putting in like the sad piano crap in the background. It's literally the women doing it when they post the videos. You know, like they're trying to inspire sympathy out of men who see these.
It's not out there. Not for me.
So twice this week I got stood up by 2 different guys. So to make myself feel better, I went shopping. Thank you, Kate Spade, New York, for my new purse and making me feel better.
Tips from a 31-year-old. When you've been dating someone for months and months and you know it's not right, just end it. Call a spade a spade. You both are feeling the same way. I know you don't want to get back out there, no one does, but you just have to.
Okay,
I wonder if she's single or not. Like all these dating coaches and these women who give dating advice in their 30s. First of all, wouldn't recommend taking advice from a woman who's 30 plus years of age and still single. But second of all, I always question what their relations, you know, like their status is. Do you have a husband? Do you have a long-term partner? And the answer is probably not if you're sitting here recording TikToks.
In the same way. I know you don't want to get back out there, no one does, but you just have to.
Yeah, guys, you have to go back. You have to continue to go through the random men, and eventually you'll find your Prince Charming. That's what these women tell themselves, guys, right up until well past the wall, is they tell themselves that their Prince Charming is coming. These women, guys, have met their Prince Charming so many damn times throughout their life, except he's boring. He's not interesting. He doesn't have the muscles she wants. He doesn't have the money that she wants. And then, you know, they go through their whole life, quote unquote, never willing to settle, and then they just end up alone with no children, a bunch of cats, and some boxed wine.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked at them and thought, damn, that's sexy. And that's my problem.
Wait, 2 videos of women hitting the wall in a row? Yes, guys. Let me put it this way. I have enough videos to make 10 more. Welcome back, guys, to another video of women hitting the wall. No man on earth can make you fall. And if you are new to my channel and enjoy my content, a sub would be really appreciated. Yes, ma'am, but that's not only your problem. That's every woman's problem. They ignore the red flags and then they complain about it on TikTok.
This is why I am completely over dating and meeting anyone. So the other night I was out and I noticed this guy who was very good looking, totally my type. That probably actually should have been my first red flag, that he was going to be a douchebag.
So let's pause it here. This is what I'm talking about when you have women come online and they'll say things like, man, all of my past relationships have been terrible. All of the guys who I was previously with, they're all a-holes. It tells you everything that you need to know about the woman, guys. Absolutely everything. You know, and she says, oh, he's exactly my type. Like, you can tell what's going to happen from a mile away. She's going to choose this guy. She's probably going to end up going home with him. Okay. And then she's going to complain when she doesn't receive that call from him, you know, trying to pursue things further.
I ordered a drink from the bartender and the bartender wouldn't take my money. And he pointed at the good looking guy and said, oh no, that guy paid for it. I think I'm like doing great right about now. So I'm sitting there thinking like, all right, things are going well. Let's get to know this guy. But then he starts talking. He apologized for his lack of voice and he was wearing a hockey jersey. So I asked him like, hey, did you lose your voice at the game? And we just kind of started talking and he said that I could hear him actually better than other people could. And I said, you know, it's difficult, but I'm doing my best. But he then says, I may be hard to hear, but I'm really pretty to look at. And I just looked right at him and said, oh, here we go. He says, well, I'm not wrong, am I? And I'm like, buddy, I'm not going to feed your ego. I'm not going to do it.
It's funny because she sits here, she makes this video as though she's complaining about it. Like, look at this guy with his big ego and isn't he so arrogant? But I guarantee you guys, she didn't leave. You know, or if she did, they would have had their contact information and he would have linked up with her at some point or another. Like, when the girls sit here and they complain about men, guys, like, honestly, you're far better off. If you're a dude who's out there dating, you are far better off having women sit there making videos complaining about you than walking away saying, oh, he was nice. You know? Like, I'm telling you guys, whenever they're complaining about a man, they're really not complaining, right? Really, it's just like, she's never going to leave. She's not leaving the dude. It's not like, oh, wow, his personality was so disgusting, so then I got up and left. It's like, no, she's attracted to him, so, you know, so she decided to stay there. right? And even though they met at, what'd she say, like a bar or something, I love how she's saying how they're getting to, you know, she sat down to have a conversation and get to know the guy, right? Like pretending as though she has like some sort of conservative values at all.
He then just kind of tells me what city he's from, like he's kind of bragging, but my city and his city kind of have this weird rivalry, except we're totally in the...
Guys, I won't bore you with the whole video. You all know where this is going. She picks the Chad and then she complains about it on the internet. The oldest story in the book.
And do you guys really think, right, that she's sitting here talking about the fact that they're from different cities and how they're rival cities and everything, that this in any way put her off this dude? And make no mistake, she's probably not going to get a relationship out of the guy. Let me rephrase that. She's definitely not going to get a relationship out of the guy, but yet she continues to be there. It's really quite funny, guys.
New goal. Find a guy friend that's actually a guy friend, but possibly some benefits, no strings attached, but also monogamous.
People who have been single for too long are the hardest to love. They have become so used to being single, independent, and self-sufficient that it takes something extraordinary to convince them that they need you in their life.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. So this is a woman who is 35 plus years of age. She has been single for 6+ years of her life. And guys, I guarantee you, when women say that they're single for long periods of time, it doesn't mean that they're not seeing men. They're still going out and having the casual fun on the side. But this is a girl who is single for 6+ years of her life. And now that she's 35 plus, 40 plus, whatever it is, I can never tell with the amount of makeup and presumably lip filler and whatever else is going on here, filter in general. You know, now she's ready for her Prince Charming. Now she is ready, in the words of the video, for someone exceptional to enter her life. Isn't that interesting, guys? Like, I'm 40+ years of age, and now I'm ready for my exceptional man to come along and to sweep me off of my feet. And this is why a lot of men can't take these women seriously, because these are the same women who will, you know, absolutely treat men like dirt throughout their 20s, and they think that they're the most fantastic thing to walk the earth. And then when they get to 40+ years of age and the options start dwindling, you end up with videos like these that steadily get more and more desperate over time. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but of course we have like the arm tattoo going down the side, okay? And I'm a very cynical person, guys, so I'd even guess probably throw in a kid in there too. I wouldn't be surprised if she was a single mother, and now she's looking for her Prince Charming.
I just want a boyfriend. It's about time. All right, what are my options? All right, so this one has a lot of money and he would treat you good and you'd be set for life. This one would be really, really nice to you and he treats his mom well. This one is...
I'm just going to pause it here. So the dude who has a lot of money and is willing to set her up for the rest of her life, she looks at it like, okay, that's an option for me. Like, isn't that funny, right? How you can have women who have such ridiculous amounts of options just go, oh, okay, this guy's got money, but what else is there? You know, this guy could provide for me for the rest of my life, but you know, maybe there's just like one dude who's like 2% better or who has a different car, so I'm just going to keep my ears open and see what the next one is. And then the next, you know, and then this is what keeps women single forever, guys, because they try and trade up and trade up and trade up until there's nothing left and they're alone at 40.
Is like totally obsessed with you and in love with you. And these are all some really good ones. Actually, this one doesn't want you at all, so ignore that one. And wait, why doesn't that one want me? It doesn't matter. He would treat you like shit anyway, and he's 5'7", so just ignore it. But what's his name? Are you serious? You have all these options. Yeah, I want that one. The one who doesn't want me. That's the one I want.
Yeah, and see, that's how it normally goes, guys. And I don't point out these things to like make fun of the women, but like you can always tell this stuff. I don't know if you guys can see this here on the video. She's got like an arm tattoo here. She's got like 30 piercings in her ear, it seems, a nose piercing, long nails. Like, you can tell that this is the kind of individual who, if you actually give them a secure sense of love, or you try and provide any sort of stability in their life, they will just reject you because you're boring, because you're not interesting. This is what a lot of men like fail to realize and struggle to understand, is that there are a lot of women out there who you'll just straight up bore if you try and actually just, you know, give anything positive into their life. There are so many people, guys, who everything about their life is negative, and the reason why is because they make it that way. They always have to be a victim. Okay, they've always got to be struggling for, you know, that love that they're looking for, even though this woman could find love. The first two options listed, even though it's like satire, you know, is stable dudes, but she doesn't want them. And this is a skit that's presumably just made by her and a friend, or probably just her, to be honest, but yeah.
Honey, whatever happened to that cute guy that you were talking to?
Ghosted me.
Didn't you really like that guy you met at that bar?
Has a girlfriend.
Aw, what about that nice guy from work?
Over it.
How about the kid from Jersey?
Hate him.
What about that one guy who's always out with you and your girlfriends?
He's gay.
So nobody is good enough for them, but men are the problem. Make it make sense.
Oh boy.
Excuse the tears. I just had something emotional as hit me.
Yeah, what's up?
So I was on a date last night, getting to know the guy. We'd FaceTimed like all week, so like I was familiar with him. And we had a pretty good connection. So we meet up, have a great time. And he's doing a lot of the talking. And I'm just listening, which is fine. Sometimes I don't want to talk. And I interacted, you know, I went back and forth and whatnot. And he's like, well, you know, I've been doing a lot of talking, you know, why don't you tell me a story, you know, open up a little bit about yourself. And I didn't know what to say. Like, this guy had all these cool stories of like riding motorcycles and like street bikes and like doing wheelies. Like, he had a more adventurous last 5 years, put it that way, okay? And what I've been doing the last 8 years is I've been just a mom. I've been a mom. My stories, if I would have told him my stories, he doesn't have kids also, side note. There's nothing for him to relate to. Like, my stories are, you know, catching throw up in a bowl because we had the stomach bug in my house a few years ago and the kids were getting sick and I just had bowls to just catch it so they wouldn't throw up on the carpet. Or like changing the most outrageous shit-filled diapers known to mankind. Like, no child should ever shit that much, okay? Just saying. And just doing mom things like playing outside and, you know, that. And it hit me like I've lost my identity. Like, the Destiny 10 plus years ago was off the hook. I partied, I had a great time, I was life of the party. I mean, I still am now, just in a different way. But since having kids, I don't know who I am anymore.
Notice how, for this woman, partying and being the life of the party and excitement comes before family. Meeting up with random dudes, having exciting encounters, these are things that take precedence over her own kids. And guys, I hate to mention this every single time, but you know, like, she's sitting here, she's got an arm tattoo, just absolutely full of red flags, crying on TikTok. Yes, this is what happens when you become a mother. You now have responsibility. I don't know, guys, like, I'm not much of a partier, okay, but it amazes me how you have like full-grown adults who feel as though they're missing out on their individuality because now she's no longer the excitement of the party, right? Now she actually has a responsibility in life and like actually has something in my mind that's actually meaningful to do. And guys, we already know being a single mother is just one of the absolute largest red flags, okay? It signifies that A, she couldn't keep around a man, or B, she chased one off. Or, you know, C, she just chose very, very poorly. But in any case, a lot of these single mothers find out the hard way that men don't want to date them.
Because all I am called is mom. And it kind of knocked the wind out of me. I'm a great mom. And once my kids are older, maybe then I will be able to discover who I am and all that. But yeah, it kind of just hit me that at the end of the day, I'm just a mom.
I hate how we throw around this thing of like, I'm such a great mother, but at the same time, I haven't secured a father for my kid. Now, fair enough, the father, you know, this woman's ex-partner or whatever, he could have had a heart attack or something like that, whatever, which would be perfectly understandable as to why he's not in the picture. But a lot of these girls, the man's not in the picture because they chose poorly, or because they booted the man out, or because they couldn't keep him around. I don't think, guys, like, there is such a thing as a bad mother, and one of the traits of this is literally being unable to secure a father for your kid.
Thank you, come again.
Don't let me get this straight. She was the life of the party in her 20s. You all know what that means. And she made some kids with the wrong guy. And now she's a single mother. And she complains that her life is boring. That's why I tell you guys, don't date single mothers. There is nothing good in dating them. Plus, do you see her makeup? Let me know down in the comments. What does that makeup scream of?
I hate him! I hate him! I feel like I'm never gonna be happy again. And every day it just gets worse and worse. I can't miss him anymore. I can't, I don't want to.
Cry me a river.
Go on,
Cry me a river.
baby, you're
Oh, cry me a river.
Well, if you missed my live earlier on my main account, you'll know that I'm back to the drawing board with dating. You just
yes,
gotta
I did miss the
kiss a
live.
lot of frogs. So the rapper guy definitely out. He can't even make time for me this weekend because his friends want to do something, and I said for the whole weekend, and he was like, yeah. So for the whole weekend, he's busy with his friends, which means he's really not that interested in dating. And I cannot deal with yet another man in my life that doesn't have time for me. No thanks.
Right, so the previous bunch of men, she could deal with the previous, you know, she could deal with all of these men in her past, okay, that weren't interested, who would just string her along, who would be busy, who wouldn't be interested in setting time aside to see her. She could deal with all of this in the past, but now we're seriously dating, right, guys? As opposed to just dating for fun. Now I think the term that a lot of these women use is they're dating intentionally, as opposed to dating unintentionally, which is hilarious in itself. But, you know, now that she's intentionally dating, aka she's run out of time, now she's no longer willing to accept the men that don't have time for her. And mind you guys, if the dude actually did have time or hit her back up again, she would probably make time to go and see him again. Like, it's always, I'm done with the bad boys, I'm done, I don't want to see them anymore. Oh, wait a minute, he has some availability, let me just go see him one more time. That's how it always works. Like, they say they're done, guys, but they're never truly done.
I cannot deal with yet another man.
I reckon y'all want a kiss.
Kissing would be nice, yes?
I was talking to this guy, he's 47, never been married, supposedly no children. So, you know, gave him my number. We talked on the phone a couple times, texted several times, and our last phone combo, he said, hey, I would like to take you to a winery that's close to where we live. And I was like, yeah, that's great. I love wine. You know, it's my favorite. I've been looking forward to going to this place. So he was like, yeah, you know, I'll take you out there this weekend. I was like, great. So never heard anything since about that date, but our next texting conversation, he was like, this was the next day, he said, I would like to see you tonight. And I was like, okay. I was like, where would you like to go? And I said, you know, do you want me to meet you? Do you want to come pick me up? Like, you know, just tell me where, what time. And his response was, how about we get a room, order in food, cuddle, and watch TV.
See, I've always said this about these situations, right? This is a woman who literally made herself available. I think she said at nighttime, right? Because the dude said he wanted to hang out with her at night. This is a woman who, on the day of, just instantly made herself available to see this dude at nighttime after being essentially cancelled on previously. Which guys, it's just straight up code for we're just gonna meet up and we're gonna have some fun. Okay? That's literally what it means. And yet she makes this video. Why? Because the guy was too direct, right? Because she wants to make a martyr of him, try and make him look bad, indicate that like, oh, look how valuable I am because a dude hit me up and tried to do this with me, right? But had the dude not been that direct, she probably would still go there anyway, but like, had the dude not been that direct, that's what would have ended up happening anyway. You see what I'm saying, guys? Like, she's sitting here complaining. Like, what did you think that this was? This dude is talking about, like, renting a room, whatever. Gonna see you order some in-food. You know what I'm saying, right? But that's what it was always going to be anyway. Of course, he's just meeting you, like, at night time, on the day of. Like, what do you think this was, man?
In-food.
Come again.
So women don't like when we lie to them, but when we tell them the truth, what we actually want, then they make TikToks and complain about it.
Yeah, because a lot of the girls, what they're doing is they're trying to make themselves look good, and they're trying to martyr the men who approach them, you know, indicating to future men that somehow they're worth more than that. Even though, I don't know if you guys can see this, let me pull this down. You know, she's talking about dating over 40 here. Absolutely ridiculous. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. It's gone on a little bit longer than usual. Shout out to Manosphere again for making today's video, guys. These videos can be quite agonizing to put together, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware. So make sure that you go and show Manosphere some support for putting it together. And as always, guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.